Hello, hello. It looks like we're live. Yep. Okay, the stream is fine. Um, I just realized like one of my streams got completely destroyed by the OBS settings. I mean, not just realized, I realized it a while ago during the stream, but I just found out what's the problem. And it's for some reason when I start recording and streaming at the same time on OBS, I start to drop frames very hard. I guess that has something to do with the encoder, but I just thought that my Mac can handle it. Probably not. I don't think there is anything to do with network because I think my internet speed should be fine, good enough. Because yeah, without recording, I mean, it looks like it's okay. And yeah, like well, I think it's an encoding issue because if I downscale my stream and recording to like 720p, right, then it's fine. Interesting. So I guess for now, just not be recording on OBS and just use Twitch to save my VODs on YouTube. I publish all my VODs on YouTube. Same username. You can just find it Swiss Army Knifeful. And yeah, there are links in my Twitch profile as well. So what are we going to do? We're just going to continue the previous stream and we're going to go through Ziegling's exercises. So we left at let me just open this up. Um, we left at exercise 27, so we are going to cover defer. We have just covered errors, functions, loops, for loops, while loops, ifs, try catch, strings, arrays, and all that stuff. So pretty much basic. Hopefully, I still remember what we learned so far because I did not practice outside of the stream yet. I'm pretty busy right now with the travel arrangements. I'm going to travel for a while, for like 1 or 2 weeks, and going to take a small vacation. I'll be still learning about Zig during my vacation. It's not that I'm not going to work, like, it's not that I'm going to stop working completely. I'll probably cover some theory, and I'm planning to read one of the books that I found, which is, yeah, this Zig book. I'm not sure yet, but it seems like a good resource, so I'm probably going to read it and then see how it goes. So, yeah. Oh, that's the Singapore Revolut. Okay. Mm, yeah, that should be enough for me. And I might start to do some research about the project that I'm planning to build um, using Zig. Yeah. Also, the funny fact, I know I'm taking too long, but I realized yesterday I was thinking through about how I'm going to start the stream today. I mean, in general, what I'm going to say and all that stuff. And I realized even in my head, whenever I speak, I'm doing these fillers like which I'm doing now, and I felt so funny that even in my head I do say those. That's a very bad habit that will take time for me to get rid of. But I guess it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, everything just takes time. Okay, so defer. Compilation error. Expected this output 1 2 but found 2 1. You can assign some code to run after a block of code exits by deferring it with defer statement. Defer, run later, run now. Okay. In the example above, run later will run when the block is finished, so the code above will run in the following order. Run now, run later. Makes sense? Let me just readjust this mic. Okay. This feature seems strange at first, but we will see how it could be useful in the next exercises. I mean, okay, we do know about defer from Golang. I don't really know. I don't really think that Python has those, and I don't really think that JavaScript has those as well. Maybe the closest thing I can think of is finally keyword. When you have a try catch statement, that would execute at the end no matter what, but Defer is not, it's not necessarily the same thing. Yeah, it might be similar, but it's not. Without changing anything else, please add a defer statement to this code so that our program prints 1, 2. So the question, okay, basically we just want to defer this part, I was imagine, right? Wait, give me a moment, let me just check this. Okay, we're good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this should be correct. Let's just save this and try to compile it. Okay, yeah, we're good. Uh, yeah, so how do I do that? Okay, so we're going to go here. Wait, what happened to the some? What happened to the actual compilation, like traceback, stack trace? Because I was using those to navigate to the file, which I probably can't do now. I guess I don't know what's wrong. Is it my setup problem or is it the way it compiles everything? It's probably the way it builds everything. Because right now it just I think it's just failing the test. Not there is no compilation error. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so now that you know how differ works, let's do something more interesting with it. Okay, so we have an array of values here, just characters. Okay, so we have for loop with uh, how do you call it? Capture value, and we are just printing it, which does another thing, and then we say done at the end. So this function is supposed to print an animal name in parentheses like goat, but to somehow need to print the end parentheses, even though this function can return in 4 different places. Oh, so what it's, yeah, basically what it's trying to say, there is an opening parenthesis, and then based on certain conditions, it will print the animal names, and then it will print unknown. And the problem here is that we are returning inside different flows, like inside different ifs. So if we want to not use defer, we'll have to paste this line after every single print here. However, I mean, the other way would be is like probably like putting this part on its own function and just like kind of like abstracting it away. So I guess that's the only way like we'll probably do it otherwise. So unknown, the opening part is right. Okay, so we should defer this part. I think this is right. Yeah, I may just check why my phone is getting spammed. Everyone is suddenly so active at the end of the week. My email, my social medias are all getting spammed. What's going on? I'm sorry about that. So let's just continue. Hmm. Yeah. We are at 20. Oops. Exercises 0, 0, 20. No, 0, 0. 0, 29. Okay. Okay. Another common, wait, where are we? Error differ. Okay, so I already read, because I read the Zix getting started or introduction overview, the language overview. So I kind of saw error differ, which is very interesting concept. I'm not really sure if any of the languages that I have interacted with even has similar thing. The only differ that I know is differ in Golang, which seems to be quite same with what Zig does with the normal defer, but error defer is something new, so it's very interesting. So yeah, another common problem is a block of code that could exit multiple places in multiple places due to an error, but that needs to do something before it exits, typically to clean up after itself. Hmm. An error defer is deferred that only runs if the block exists with an error. Try can fail. Error defer cleanup. Cleanup is called only if the try sentence returns an error produced by can fail. Cleanup function is called only if the try sentence returns an error produced by can fail. Um, hmm. Which normal defer would still run if the function exits with an error, I assume. Basically, error defer is a way to execute something only if there is an error. I'm not sure. Does it make sense to handle those in error defer rather than more explicit catch? I would imagine if we have a function that runs a bunch of functions that can return an error and we kind of want to capture all of them, do something to recover maybe, or as example says here, do some cleanup, might make sense. Because otherwise, why not just catch it and handle it there? It's probably just another way of doing the same thing. But yeah, I guess I need to play around with it more to understand the reasoning behind their differ better. And it's probably something that I can read on. I'm pretty sure there should be some blogs around that topic. Yeah. So we simply quit the entire program if we fail to get the number. Please make the failed message print only if the make number function exits with an error. If the make number, okay, please make the failed message. Where is the failed message? Okay, so we want to have this one print only if there is some sort of error. So these two can fail. Why? Okay, I mean, yeah, it's just an example snake. Sneaky, weird global stuff. Where, oh, this counter is global. Are we using this counter anywhere? Hmm, not really. Will it execute? I mean, no, it won't execute if the counter is more than zero, so it will execute only once. Um, I should stop doing this arm thingy, but yeah, what's the point of it? Are we going to learn something? Save file, sure. Yeah, we do get some error. Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, that's an exercise. Okay, we passed, I guess. Not sure if there was any secret meaning behind it, but yeah. Okay, new concept. Switch statements. And let me just double check that my stream is alright. Yep, think we're fine now. I hope so, at least. The bitrate seems to be okay-ish. So yeah, okay, what error do we have? Switch must handle all possibilities. Okay, do we have something like missing default? So switch statement is pretty basic. Like Many languages kind of have it. Most of the time I prefer to use if, but there are cases where switch might make more sense or just look nicer. So yeah, switch players. One, two, start one player game, start two player game, and default. So if none of these, then alert return game error is equivalent to this if else. If, yeah, yeah. Okay, so for switch inside loop, for langchar C, if C, A, B, C, okay. We don't need everything in between. Switch statements must be exhaustive. There must be a match for every possible value. Please add an else to this switch to print question mark when C is not one of the existing matches. So, um, else. Okay, so we just need to print question mark. So it would be just this. Do we really need to? Yeah. Do we really need to provide this part? Okay, let's not provide it. I'm curious what will happen. Yeah, that should be it. We're going to save it. Compile, compile. Oopsie, Pink. Small typo. It does expect two arguments. Okay, we can't compile it without it. Okay, sure. That's nice, I guess. Zik. Zik. Okay. Error switch my hand must handle all possibilities. Okay, are we missing else again? What's really nice is that you can use a switch statement as an expression to return a value. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's convenient because since it's an expression, we can just inline thing because if it's not, then we will have to kind of create a function that will do this switch statement and return something and then call this function to assign to this variable. Yeah, so this is convenient. As in the last exercise, please add the else clause and this time have it return an exclamation mark. Okay, so we just need to return this time. I'll have to correct myself every time I say no. Because some of my streams are like, on average, it's more than an hour, and I'm watching them all after the stream. And there is a lot of aspects I need to improve in my stream, but saying and is kind of annoying. I'm getting annoyed at myself, so we'll have to deal with that. Have to correct it. Otherwise, it will just become a very hard to beat habit. Note C forces print to display the value as a character. Can you guess what happens if you remove the C? Try it. It will probably complain or just output some number. Yeah. How do you call this? Not sure what's the correct way to say this, but basically some sort of code representation of the character. Not sure according to what standard, or is it memory related or is it encoding related? I'm not really sure. Right. But it is that. Hmm. Okay, so let's just come here. We have switch must handle all possibilities. Okay, is it the same exercise again? Zeek has an unreachable statement. Use it when you want to tell the compiler that branch of code should never be executed, that the mere act of reaching it is an error. Okay, that's quite convenient. Okay, let me see. I am getting spammed like crazy. I don't know why. Uh, how to reply to that? Okay, so Zeke has an unreachable statement. Yeah, this is convenient. Often something that I would do in Python, most probably, if there is an else statement that I would not expect, that would just throw an error and then I'll have to handle it. This is kind of an, because in Python I would probably create a custom exception. Right, so this is convenient. Yeah. Here we have made a little virtual machine that performs mathematical operations on a single numeric value. It looks great, but there is one little problem. The switch statement doesn't cover every possible value of U8 number. We know there are only three operations, but it doesn't. Use the unreachable statement to make the switch complete or else. Okay, in this case, can we just else and unreachable this thing? It's weird to type unreachable here, not something that I'm used to. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that if we get the value that we do not expect, we should throw an error. But unreachable will throw an error. Shouldn't these be the exclamation mark like we did before? So these. I guess I'm going to just try to build this first. It just worked. Mm, hmm. I mean, it's probably because we're not kind of like returning it. So I guess it's what if we what it says here expected. Still have a bad habit of using mouse for this unreachable code. Is it like this? Yeah, okay. It's complaining about printer, but it's not complaining about the type of the main. Oh, well, that's something that we can explore later, I guess. I think I might be confused about what unreachable does. So I think it's fine. I think, yeah, you know what? Let me just maybe check some example. Unreachable gives error that the code is unreachable. Mm, is it just used to introduce panic? Absolutely not. In ritual marks, the code path is impossible to trigger. In safe modes, you'll get a panic if it goes wrong, while in unsafe modes, it is fast and small. you'll potentially get a misbehaving program. So it will panic if I reach to some code that is not meant to be unreachable. It's not necessarily throwing an error. Is it talking about unreachable here? Um, yeah, no, actually, am I logged in here? Okay, I'm not logged in. Never mind. We should join this subreddit later. Uh, Let me let's check the reference. Probably the best resource. In the backend release safe mode, unreachable emits a call to panic with the message breach unreachable code mode. The player uses assumption that unreachable code will never be hit to perform optimizations. Okay, so what is saying that in unsafe modes, in these modes, it will just assume that we don't really need this entire thing. Legit test data control. Okay. Test unreachable. That's basic math. Okay, this is how debug assert is implemented. If not okay, unreachable assertion value. The test will fail because we hit unreachable. Okay, so there is a panic. Yeah, so it's not necessarily it's not a return value error. It's a panic. So I just crashed the entire thing. That's why we do not probably that's why we do not have to specify the type here. Yep. Okay. Switch must handle all possibilities. Are we have missing else again? Do we have missing else again? Probably. Okay, let's revisit the very first error exercise. This time we're going to look at an error handling variation of the if statement. If foo value, okay, capture value, foo was not an error, value is a non-error value of foo. Else error, foo was an error, error is the error value of foo. Why it is an error? If we'll take it even further and use switch statement to handle the error types. Wait, did we um I said again. Did we had this? Very first error should be this one. I'm confused. Did we really handle that type of stuff? Hmm. Okay, let's just check. Yeah, how is else? So basically, what we're trying to see. Okay, so we have number maybe fail that can error, otherwise it's just U8. And what it's saying that with this syntax, if we capture the value, we can extract the value and everything else will be considered an error. So technically, if we want to handle, if let's say we want to do something different depending on this value, we will add another conditioning inside this if because it's only capturing the value. Now, if there isn't, why would we do it this way though? That's so complicated. This feels to me closer to what Golang does with an errors. And if you ask me, I like the catch syntax more. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. What should we do? Please add the match for too small here and have it print less than 4. Okay, so yeah, my number error too small. And then we have std debug print less than 4 dot space. My number, oops, um, this should be my number. Um, 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 um. It will still fail though, right? Because we do not handle all cases now. Hmm. How are we passing? Wait, what? Mm, I am super confused now. Is it not complaining because it knows what are the possible values of error? Is that the case? Okay, so we don't know the all possible values of like this value, right? So technically speaking, yeah. Ah, you know what? I know what you can do. Okay, so what will happen if I just do this? And we're going to compile the specific exercise now. So this exercise is 0 to 3. I think that's how I do it. Oh, it still works. Oh, is it because of what I return here? So what if I do this? Can I do this? I don't, I probably don't. I can't. Wait, how does it know that? Wait, why my LSP is trying to do this? I think I'm forgetting something. We probably learned some way to return some kind of generic errors. Do we have to specify the errors all the time? Okay, in Zcash error is a valid name to can identify things that can go wrong. Errors are created in error sets, which are just collection of named errors. Can't we do that? Well, I think we are just going to Google this up. Seek return um any error. Other than yeah, no, that's not what we don't want. Wow. Value with an error. Creating arbitrary values by using error something syntax. Seek any error. Yeah, I remember this. This is for kind of like specifying the return value, but that's not something that we can return in itself. Hmm. Okay, so what we were doing, which exercise was that again? 033. Okay, so let me try something like maybe, can I type anything here? And what will happen if I say an error here? Else prong required when switching on type any error. Okay, so now I understand. The reason why it didn't force me to use else is because we kind of, it knows which type of the error I'm going to get in advance. So as long as I handle all of the conditions of that error, all of the possible cases, then it would be all right. Because technically speaking, there is really no way to get else in this case. So it just knows. Let me just try to compile it again just in case. Yeah, we are good. Okay. Now we are just going to continue. Exercise 34. Expected type U32 found error illegal number 32. Okay, so the problem is that we do not handle the error. Quiz time, see if you can make this program work. So this, any way you like, just be sure the output is my number 42. My number 42. I guess I'll just do this. Kind of feels to me a very lazy way to handle this because now this can blow up. But I guess we want to blow it up in this case. We probably don't want to, if I'm being honest. So we're just going to, oh, that's not what I meant to delete. So we're just going to catch this. But we need to get rid of this. And then we're going to catch it with, oh, how do I do that again? Error. And then we can do this. And then we need to have a semicolon here. And then we can just, can we just print that error? What's the difference between using debug print and stdout? So one is stdout to the console and another is just for our own reference while we're compiling or something. I guess let's just use the same thing. So stdout print if false return. Wait, this will always not work. Yeah, I guess let's just see this way. So unused error. Are we able to kind of like do this, I guess? So that would be error, and then we'll just say, no, you know what? We don't really need this. Or we do. Ideally, I would like to. What's the best way to print errors? Okay, now that's a good question. Best way to log errors. Seek. Yeah. Okay, there is something. STD log error. Oh, oh, oh. So let's just see how it works. Try to use it. Hmm. STD log error. Can I seem to pass this? Oh, I can. But how will the signature look like? Arcs anytime. Comp time format. Wait, so I do have to specify the format first. Didn't we just see this? Comp time U8. So we probably want, is it like this? And then arcs any type. This might be it now, but I want to try this. Hmm. Let's try to compile this thing. Parameter type declared here. My simple brain is having an issue processing that. I guess I need to use, I have to specify it with the, is it string literal that I have to use some sort of? Toot, 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 toot. So this is very different from, I'm quite confused. You know what? I'll just explore it later, so let's not waste a lot of time here. Hmm. Yeah, I think we can just come on, return back here. Okay, so my phone is getting spammed. I guess it's a good time to take a small break. I'm going to take a break first and then see how what's happening there. Can we just like, I guess like error message, just say, just do this. Function cannot return an error. Wait, but didn't we already had a case where, or was it because it was a reachable code? I forget now. The case where we didn't have to specify this thing. Expected type ether2 found void. Oof, so found void. How did it? Oh, because we need to have some sort of number here. Okay, wait, I believe we did learn about this already. So, what was the syntax again? I think we can just like kind of like do this. Didn't ask us specifically that it wants to print 42. I guess let's just like do this way. Is that a valid thing to do? Found not return. Can we just do this? Okay, okay, all right. Okay, now, I'm a bit curious now before I take a break. So what will happen if I just do this? Will it still compile? Okay, we have to specify this exercise number, which is 34. It does still compile. Well, that was the laziest approach, probably, but it can throw an error here. So what will happen if let's just recompile this thing? Yeah, okay, we have to specify that it will throw an error. However, yeah, I guess if we handle it, then it's not necessary. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to keep it as catch here. Yeah, so just make sure it works again. Okay, so yeah, it works. We can just continue. Okay, before we continue, I'm going to take a small break. So we have enums now. And enums, okay, we're back to question marks. Whew. Okay, so let me just take a small break. So let's just put this on the break screen. I'm probably going to, like the first kind of small experiment in Zeek, the project that I'm going to build. There are some things that I need to do as a streamer, at least like beginner streamer, wannabe streamer, is that, for example, one of the things I need is a break. I need to take breaks and I need to inform my viewers how long I'm on a break. So I can say that it's 5 to 10 minutes, sure, but those who just joined, they will not know when I started my break, so they don't know when to expect me to come back. And what I'm thinking is to have a certain either GUI or CLI animated timer type of thing that will just start when I just run it, it will just start. I'm pretty sure there are tools like that. I guess I don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel here, but at the same time, it might be a fun small little project to build because the way I imagine it is I want to animate those numbers like a big timer with ASCII art. I'm thinking that. A little bit over-engineered, but I think it might be a good practice for me for Zeek. So that might be a little project that I'll build, relatively little to what I'm planning to build later. So yeah, I'm going to take a quick break now, and I'll just be back soon. Hello, hello. Yes, I'm alive if you are still here, Dandy MacG. I was just taking a small break. How are you today? So yeah, this is one of the reasons I was just saying before going out for a break that I probably want to have some sort of timer showing how long I'm on a break and since when, so that it's more clear for any viewers when I'm going to come back. And that's probably a first kind of small little tool that I'm going to build using Zeek. So right now what we're doing, I'm not sure. Yeah, I am kind of. Wouldn't really say that I'm a fan. I don't even participate in his chat and all that stuff, but I do watch a lot of his um, YouTube videos. Oh, yes, that's right. I was probably inspired by what he's doing, kind of. I'm not even sure if he built that thing himself or he's using some existing tool, because I'm pretty sure there are like tons of different tools that will do the same thing. The only difference between what he's doing and what I want to do is that, oh, okay, so he did. Okay. I should probably check that out if there is any bot on YouTube, because just the small difference from what I want to do is I want to have numbers showing up as ASCII art, right? So just want to make it a little bit prettier. And again, it is kind of like reinventing the wheel. I can probably use some existing tool, but I just want to build it just to get some practice in Zeek, right? So, like, I can imagine if I were to build something like that in something that I'm familiar with, for example, Python, that would take me like, I don't know, like half a day probably, like just to build it. Not even a half day. I think I'm exaggerating here. Can probably do it in one stream, but if I am to use Zig, it will probably take slightly longer. So yeah, that might be a good practice. Okay, so I'm just going to continue. Where are we? Okay, yeah, enums. And the error we get is just question marks. Okay, so yeah. Remember that title mathematical virtual machine we made using unreachable statement? Well, there were two problems with the way we're using opcodes. Having to remember opcodes by number is no good. We had to use unreachable because Zeek had no way of knowing how many valid opcodes there were. An enum is a Zeek construct that lets you give names to numeric values and store them in a set. They look a lot like error sets. So enum. Okay, let's using them in place of numbers we're using in the previous version. So I guess it was quite, I don't know if there is a vote, it was quite a while ago, but the code is here. Did it just block the link that you are trying to send? I'm pretty sure we can just like kind of like find it. So what was his, was it Rexim? Yeah, right. Pretty sure it should be somewhere here. Now the question is, what's the name of his project? Solvon. Can we just find it here? Nope. Okay. Can I find it this way? Oh, so it's okay. It's this account. Sure. Okay. Oh wait, that's not a terminal app. It's so okay. Since it depends on SDL, it's a GUI app. Okay, that's not. I didn't know that. Wow. Because it always seemed to me like it just runs inside the terminal. Interesting. Still updates it though. Kind of. 89 commits. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it has a bunch of functionalities. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to build something similar. Just at the time when I have actually started the timer. And again, I would like to have it running inside the terminal with ASCII art. That's probably what I'm going to do. I will think about like exact features later. For now, I just want to go through Ziglinks exercises and just be done with it, and then read more references and documentation. And once I'm back from my quite long break of traveling, I will just start building that on stream. Right. So enums in Zeek, I'm pretty sure it's like very similar to what I know in Python. So I don't think there is anything different here. So please complete the enum. So we have inc, pow, and deg. So it would be inc, pow, and deg. That should be it for this code. No else needed. Why is that? Yeah, we don't need else in switch statement here because we know all the possible values of OP here because it now matches that enum. Hence, we don't technically need to handle the unknown cases because there is no unknown case. So I assume this should just work. Okay. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned sorting, by the way, because one of the reasons I'm starting to use Emacs is because I watch so much of sorting content that I'm just getting brainwashed by him slowly and slowly. And yeah, I think I said in my previous recordings that when I was just setting up Emacs is that he would probably say that it doesn't matter what editor you use, and it's more important what you would do with it. I wouldn't even call him like an Emacs fan or something. He's just using it because he used to use it. But I still want to try Emacs, so I can just do it. Yeah, so okay, this is pretty simple. Let's go to the next exercise. And we have something more complicated now. Enums are really just a set of numbers. You can leave the numbering up to the compiler or you can assign them explicitly. You can even specify the numeric type instead. Okay, you can get the integer out with a built-in function in from enum. We'll learn about built-ins properly in a later exercise. Built-ins. Are these? We don't have to import these, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Not that built-in function starts with add, just like the import function. Yeah, so this is one of the built-in functions. Yes. So Zeek let us write integers in hexadecimal format. Okay. Web browsers let us specify colors using hexadecimal number. Yep. So where each byte represents the brightness of the red, green, blue component, RGB where two hex digits are 1 byte with a value range of 0 to 255. Yeah. So that's one of the things that to be honest, I don't have enough knowledge to know about. My fundamentals lacking here. So that's something that I'll have to catch up with if I'm going to build anything with UI. Yeah, definitely. So please define and use a pure blue color, which again, I have no idea what would be the corresponding hex value of a blue color. Blue hex. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. We just max the B value, right? Yeah, so kind of makes sense. Just do this. Just for consistency, let's do this. Okay. Well, hold on. So the reason why we can do this is because it allows us to specify hex values, right? Yeah, integers in hexadecimal format. So uthird is because uthird, okay, so yeah, it can handle these values. I don't really know why there is this 0x. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with uh, converting this hex to actual int. You know what? Um, I'm now becoming curious. So let me just. This is the best use case, in my opinion, for AI. When I specify values in Zeek enums, I can use hex. What is 0x for here? I saw it in C2 when using hex. I'm probably not going to do that often on stream, but for now I want to learn it. Now, if written in hexadecimal base rather than decimal. Yeah, so it's just a way to tell the compiler that we're using hex values, so it knows how to handle them. Okay. Yeah. I do know that it's a syntax. I did see it before. I just kind of never knew what exactly is 0x means. Like, what is it for? So I guess this kind of makes sense. Yeah. All right. Uh, where are we? Okay. Remember Zeek's multi-line strings? Here they are again. Also check out this cool format string. X, type X is lowercase. Wait. Mm-hmm. Type X is lowercase hexadecimal. Operator needed. Okay, so operator needs for format syntax. 0 character default is alignment aligns right with use padding to force width. Please add this format to the blue value. Even better explain without try it or try parts of it. X is lowercase hexadecimal. Okay. Colon is separator. Need for format syntax. Okay. Is that basically a way to convert these values to int? Yeah, okay, again, I am. This is not a Zeek specific thing. This is basically something I should have known before, which we should learn later. So yeah, we have this. What is saying experiment without it or try parts of it? Okay, let's just try to compile it without changing anything here. I think it will just pass. No, it won't pass. Oh no. Okay, so it's opposite of that. Otherwise, compile would know that 255 is if it's a hex or octal or decimal. Denotes hex literal. The disintermediate example to decimal from hex. Aha. Okay. Yeah. I see it. Thank you. This is something that I will read on more about off stream, just because again I'm just lacking this area. And I was mentioning on the last stream as well that you can get so far without knowing this type of little small things that I would consider fundamental knowledge in software engineering development career. You don't have to really know this, but I also disagree with the fact that I think you should have some curiosity. Otherwise, yeah, you will just fall behind in the career later. You can get very far, but it's just kind of like not fun to be incompetent. So yeah, it's nice to learn about this. Yeah, so this is a way to basically do. How does it work? I wonder. Exactly. You know what? I'll just check it out after the stream. So yeah, now this should compile because the output will be the right thing. Lowercase hexadecimal operator, padding character default is alignment aligns right with use padding to force width. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's something that I should know about, but I don't know. We're just going to go ahead. Where are we? Wait, I just want to double check where are we now. So enums. Okay, we are jumping straight to structs. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to see if I can get better understanding using AI. So I just kind of like, yeah, kind of like copy this entire thing and we're just going to ask, what is the x0 here? Could you explain it to me? Mhm. Stick format and our hexadecimal. Okay, this is just separated as a variable, but to specify some formatting options, sure. This says use zero at the padding character instead of spaces. This means align to the right, make sure the upper 6 for padding if needed. So X without formatting would print FF. With formatting will print padding here because HTML code exactly 6 digits long. Without padding colors like blue print just FF. You can experiment by trying just hex, no padding, hex with 6 space padding, hex with 0. Okay, what I'm not really clear about is what is padding and width in this case. Yes, that's what I'm being confused about. Width 6 in our case is like having fixed size box must field. For HTML cards, we need exactly 6 characters. Padding is what we use to fill up any empty space in that box if our number is shorter. When we use 0 as our padding character, we're saying fill any empty spaces with zeros. Oh, yeah, so blue is FF, so it's 250. Hi, Volotech. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, so without padding, it would just be FF is too short. Yeah, sure. So what it's saying here is that what we're doing here is we are just using, yeah, so this would translate to FF. Right, okay. We are just going to try every single way here. So, okay, compile. Okay, now we need to specify this specific number. What are we compiling? Exercise 36. Yeah, so we just get FF here. Now, 0 is basically means that we want to fill up any available space by zeros. But without specifying the width, I think it just won't do anything, right? It would still be FF. Now we are kind of specifying the length. So if we, let's say, do 10, then it would be just like FF and then 8 zeros. Right. 1, 2, 3, 5, yeah. So if we do it this way, then it would just put zeros to the right side of FF. Let me just try this as well. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not the. It's not. It's definitely not the Zig specific thing. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, but I haven't. I have still kind of. I kind of get it what it does. I kind of don't get it how it does it. Why specifically this syntax? I kind of still don't understand what is alignment. I think I need to have a look at like lower level concept. BGR format. What does BGR stand for? I'm going to alignment, lines right, so lines right. Yeah, yeah. Wait, let me ask another question. Padding is also used to fill up any empty space. Okay, kinda get it. I just wonder what happens on our level, why this syntax, and what we can do with it, I guess. Syntax sugar for padding. The instructor transforms data into text. Let me break down. Yeah, sure. Okay, the raw data starts as binary numbers. Okay. Needs to convert binary to text. The format string X convert to hex digits. Okay. Reserve 6 character space in memory for output. Fill unused spaces with 0 bytes. Start filling from the right. Okay, okay, I understand this. As long as AI is not lying to me, I kind of get it now. Mm-hmm. Right pad zeros, right pad spaces. Yeah, okay. I think I kind of get it. Yeah, what tech? I kind of understand that it's like, what is it for? The problem is my fundamentals are so lacking that I don't even know what is padding. Like I kind of know what is padding, but I don't really. It doesn't click for me that well, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's something I'll have to figure out slowly and slowly. And yeah, that's basically the reason why I kind of like want to learn some lower level language, and because it will force me to kind of learn and understand some concepts that I'm not really familiar with, right? And again, just for background, as you can see in my title, I'm just your average web developer using Python and JS. I can build a pretty complex systems. I do have quite a bit of experience building pretty complex web systems, but if you think about it, at the end, it's just like very, very glorified CRUD applications. That's what I built. So nothing really like super technically complicated. I mean, it is technically complicated, but not in the same sense as like kind of using like lower level languages, right? Some issues that we encountered there. Yeah. So okay, what we're doing? Let me just make sure that this still compiles correctly. Okay, yeah. So now we're just going to yeah continue. I think the next is structs. Just maybe Python. I think it's just yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's the thing. Like the syntax is one thing. Actually understanding what exactly happens under the hood is another thing, and making sure it clicks in your head, yeah, is completely separate thing as well. So that's the problem that I'm having now, and which is fine. I mean, that's part of the learning process. The more I do it, the more I read about it, the better it will get, and that will be also beneficial for stream because I don't really think it's very interesting to watch some incompetent developer doing something. So yeah, it will be good to learn. Okay, wait, how many exercises we have? Let me just double check. We are on structs. Yeah, okay, so we're going to do these two exercises, and I think I will be ending the stream after that. Yeah, I don't want to go into pointers right now. Yeah, I'm a little bit slept very late yesterday. A little bit tired now. Yeah, so where we are at, being able to group values together. Why what is this intro? It's just like just jumps in straight into why is trying to say okay, being able to group values together, let's turn this point one xyz, okay, into this. Okay, the point above is an example of a struct, short for structure. Here's how the struct type should have been defined. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, this is just the definition of point. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is pretty simple, I guess. Let's start something fun with a structural a role-playing character. Okay, we'll use an enum to specify the character role. Okay, please add a new property to this struct called health and make it U8. Okay, so the struct is basically defined, yeah, const, and then we just specify that it's a struct. Okay, that's pretty simple. So that will be health, and then we have U8. Why did it just format this thing? Okay, Zeek mod is doing something. Please initialize Glorp with 100 health. Yeah, okay, so we have to add it everywhere now. With 100. Why is suddenly formatting all of this stuff? Yeah, never mind. I just continue. Glorp gains some gold. Ouch, Glorp takes a punch. Yeah, okay, so if we didn't initialize health here, it would just error. Okay, that's simple. Same thing as Golang structs. I'm pretty sure it differs in some ways, but um, fundamentally it's the same thing. And at least syntactically it's the same thing. And similar to like what? Python classes, right? In Python case it will be like data class or something, right? So I don't think I can have methods there, right? I might be able to have it also actually. Yeah, let's see. So just compile this thing. Hmm. Okay. What is what is the default behavior if you don't initialize it? I would assume. Okay, so the question now is whether will it allow us not to initialize something. You know what? I'm going to comment out this part, but it's trying to access health, just so it doesn't error on these parts, and just let's see if it compiles. So yeah, we need to specify the exercise number, that will be 37. Missing struct field health. Okay, so we can't really not initialize it, we have to initialize it. Is there a way to make it optional? Um, was there an undefined keyword? Wait, what am I doing? So, oh, I don't even remember how do I specify the, hmm, um, Zeek multiple types. Yeah, not, I don't want generic. Let me, zero. Yeah, can we have some examples here? I highly doubt it would be just this. Like, yeah, I don't think so. Oh, it can be this. No, but this should specify the error, right? Wait, my LSP does not um, complain here at all. Okay, now it complains. Uh, okay, so initialize with default value. Yeah, that that might work actually. I guess we can test that. So was it? Are we supposed? Okay, U8, right? So and then we just do zero. Oh, it doesn't complain. So let's just try to build it. Too few arguments. Four. Oh, uh, was what? Health. Yeah, we just. I mean, yeah, just keep it. We want to remove this part. So has, yeah, this should go away. Yeah, it does compile. I mean, it errors because the test fails, but it does compile the program itself. Now, yeah, okay, this is fine. I'm just curious if I can like kind of like do something like this. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure how to if I can specify like multiple types, but let's just try this. And I'm curious if it will compile. Was it undefined? The keyword, if it's right. Yeah. Use of undefined value here causes undefined behavior. Yeah, empty type seek. Initialization of empty structs. Compile. Wait, what is this about? I think this is not what I want. Full void. No, 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 that's not what I want. Okay, wait, wait, wait. No fields, there are zero fields initialized. I think because we have pre-add filter, you get full. Yeah, but this is an empty struct. Can I specify multiple types? I'm pretty sure it is somehow, it should be possible. Maybe not directly in line way. Perhaps we have to, yeah, perhaps we have to create a set. How can I merge structs in Zeek? Okay, so const foobar blk. What is blk? Type struct type fields blk. Oh, union. Yeah, okay. Is there a simpler way to do this? Um, okay, but we can't really specify and define here, right? Anyways, can I just like do this? I wonder now. No, but no, 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 that's not really what I want though. Yeah, it's fine. Um, Later, like Austria, I'm just planning to go through where is it? Which one? Yeah, go through the reference. Just go through it line by line. Use AI to help me to understand some concepts and just go through this book, which I'm still not sure if it's helpful or not. I will do a little bit more research whether this book is good or not because I'm not sure if it's keeping up to date because Zig is changing quite a bit. So, but it seems like it does. So I'll just go through these two off stream, and I think it will help me a lot. Right. So, but yeah, I think let's just make sure this exercise is completed. So that would be 10, and then we have, oops, not 10. This should be 100, and then we have the your result has, okay, we have print here, which should remove this comment. Okay, now this should compile, I think. Your result, oh, yeah, forget this. So yeah, we are removing somehow, sure. Hmm. This is, wait, what if I do this? I just want to check now. It should error, right? Cannot assign to constant. Yeah, okay, nice, nice, good. Simple. Yeah, that's definitely not like how I would expect JavaScript or Python to behave, where you can just modify whatever you want, mutate whatever you want, right? Um, yeah, let me just, okay, so now it's good. And then, yeah, so let's continue on to the next struct exercise. Uh-huh. So this would be 038. Okay, so grouping values in structs is not merely a convenient, it also allows us to treat the values as a single item when storing them, passing them to functions, etc. This exercise demonstrates how can we store structs in an array and how doing so let us print them using a loop. Okay, so basically storing structs. Wait, inside the. Okay, so we initialize array length of 2. Then we just set one character and zero. Yeah, so it's basically saying that we can store these structs in different data structures, like kind of like treat them as variables. So yeah, I guess this makes sense. So we set it here, and then please add ZOMP with the following properties. Feel free to run this program without adding ZOMP. What does it do and why? Printing all our PG cactus in the loop. Okay, so okay, yeah, we have this double iteration thingy, which is very interesting. Yeah, I like this syntax a lot, to be honest. Then we get, yeah, we kind of like get the index and the value, and then it prints this. Now it should last. It would probably error out, right? Because undefined shouldn't have these values set. Okay, if you try running the program without the information above, yeah, so we are just going to try to run it. Oh, we already ran it. I'm looking at it, right? So yeah, this is what we have. What is saying here? Garbage values in debug mode, which is default zigzag repeating pattern in binary or hex to all undefined location to make them easier to spot when debugging. Oh, okay. So like basically, this is the way for us to see that it's undefined, but the print is weird. I don't. Line 21. Wait, which line you are referring to? Or you're saying this part, the bar chart. Oh, uh, it's basically an array. So the var is a way to specify the variable, right? So we have the name, and then we specify the type, and we are saying that this is an array with length of 2. So we have like access to 0 and 1 index with the type of character, which is this struct, and because we have to, I think we have to initialize, otherwise it will like error out. We have to initialize, and the way to initialize without anything is basically saying undefined. Yeah, I think so. I think it does it. Because yeah, like I think as I said, I think we can just try this way. What will happen if we just print it out? I mean, technically speaking, yeah, let me do this way. So we are just going to um try to print it as empty. Okay, so we are going to do cd debug the print. Uh, and then we're just going to pass the chars, and that would be num. Yeah, and then we have to have this part. Uh-huh. And we want to have this, but I'm not sure if it will actually. Let's see what it will print because I have no idea. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Why am I doing this? Wait. We don't have to do this. We can just say C here, right? Yeah, and then we don't need this. Yeah, otherwise it won't compile, and yeah, we remove this. Mhm. Let me just be more explicit. I'm compiling to date, access the date. Okay. Expected this output found. Yeah, so it tries to print. Okay, wait. We are going to remove. I'm going to comment out like all of this part. Just yeah, let me just remove this entire thing to be honest. Yeah, it's fine. Uh, yeah, and then oh wow, it does complain that I don't set anything. Local variable is never mutated. Okay, so we can just say const, then it should be good. Okay, and then we're going to compile it. Yeah, wait. We need, this should be, I don't know, like, let's do this way. 4848. I see it's in the defabricated at the X like before. Yeah, because we need hex values, right? Oops. So that should be this, or defines the initial empty pointers. Let's see, defabricated at the X. Yeah, this does not tell me much. So wait, let me just do it this way, if I'm being honest. I don't think. Mm, one thing about the type, I think the type is also messing up some things here. Um, can I do this? What will happen if I do this? Yeah, okay, I'm definitely doing something wrong. Um, now I'm curious. Where is my cloth? Eyes empty pointers. What happens? And while we are waiting for that, let me check something. Um, oops. Oops. Where are we? Yeah, I might have remember something here. Um, no, not really here. So it should be 005. Maybe here? For bit pattern. Yeah, no, not really. Oh, I remember the mention of undefined somewhere here. Yeah, I think it's fine. We'll just come back. Oh, wait. Where was I? Was I here? No, wait. I'm lost. I was here. Let's see what this thing is saying. It's not creating empty pointers, it's actually creating an array of 2 bytes with an initialized memory. This is considered unsafe because, yeah. Okay, so it just creates random. Okay, whatever happens to be in that memory location, when you try to point these values in the loop, you are reading the initialized memory, which can contain any arbitrary values. Here's what's happening step by step. Creates an array of 2 bytes with random memory values. Could contain any values like, okay. To make this safe, you should initialize the array with actual values. Initialize with cat. Define is only done when you are about to immediately write values to all parts of the memory, like when you are about to read from file into a buffer. It's a way to allocate memory without immediately initializing it, which can be more efficient in certain cases, but needs to be used carefully. If you run, okay, wait. Is it telling us that we can like, are we going to get different values every time? Not really. But at the same time, Yeah, it might be the case. It's just that the memory, that arbitrary value in memory is not changing. I wish I could get that. I wish I had enough knowledge of C to actually understand that. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate thing about skipping the fundamentals. I kind of get it again. It just doesn't really click for me, right? So I would need to read about this more. Yeah, I guess like I was saying, I always say like that's the best use of AI, I think, because I can um, chat with it and learn about stuff. I think it's much better to use AI this way than just letting it write your code. Um, yeah, so wait. This should be, we want to undo this and yeah, I think we just, let me just remove this stuff. Are you compiling in debug mode? I'm pretty sure it is being compiled in debug mode, yes. Because, um, yeah, essentially I'm just using Zeek build, right? So I think by default, can I? No, that's not what I want. Yeah, wait, I can, it should be the, if I'm not wrong, the build Zeek file, right? How do we really understand if it's compiling in debug mode? Exercise, logo, build. Uh-huh. Escape, color spaces, dot. Exercise. Interesting keyword. Can you add X when printing HP, for example? Yeah, I don't know. Wait, hold on. I'm actually curious now. Sick build. Debug? Yeah. Oh, debug. Zig build leap test obviously. However, sometimes project needs another layer of abstraction. Zig build hello debug native cached. Enable debugging the compiler. No, that's not. Standard optimization option allows personalized Zeek build to select between debug, release safe, release fast, and release small. By default, none of these options are considered to be preferable choice to build script, and the user must make decision in order to. Uh-huh. Yeah, so optimize standard optimize option. What is standard optimize option now? Oh, okay, so it has to specify. Wait, but what's default then? Uh, now I'm curious. Wait, what will this say? Okay, so it's, yeah. I'm just, yeah. Build project from build seek. Why didn't the help work just now? Oh, does it just, sorry, it looks like, oh, okay, because, yeah, okay, fine, it just does because of these things. So we just need to use the, the latest C compiler. So that would be, let me just try this again. Yeah, okay, so it tells us here. Um, no, it doesn't, to be honest. Release mode. Yeah, but I think we should specify this thing to actually release it and to actually get the production build. But there was, I don't see the optimize option here though. Or I guess it depends on how you, yeah, I guess it depends on your build.zig file. Yeah, I'm not really running run because this is Ziglinks, right? I think you kind of have to run it through their builder. I'm not sure what will happen if I zig run something, which I can probably try. So, wait, what will happen if I just do this? I want to know. Expects at least one positional argument. Uh-huh. And what does it expect? You can use zig build. But what would be the difference here in like, what would be the difference in using debug or non debug build? I don't think it would change something. Okay, wait. Let's try the what you asked, right? For add X on printing HP. Are you talking about this part? Right. I mean, I can just like add X all of for all of these values, and then we can, yeah, and then what? Please add. Okay, we didn't add anything, right? So yeah, let's just compile. Mhm. Okay, is that what you wanted to see? You know, I'm like, I feel like that one friend that is kind of excited about someone understanding something, but I also feel like I'm missing out on the fun part here just because I don't have enough understanding. Because I really have no idea what this means. Right. Just get some water. It's like one of those moments when your friend gets the joke, but you don't. But you kind of want to get that joke. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, thank you, thank you. We do have an explanation at the bottom, right? So basically, for me, to make sure it's a little bit more easier to debug, I guess if I suspect that something is undefined, whenever I'm printing it, I just need to make sure that I format it properly so that I can get recognized like some values. Because if I don't format properly, I just get I'm not sure how exactly it converts, but some integer values, right? That might not necessarily be familiar. So I have to format it to understand. But if I do it in release mode, then I would not get that because yeah, it will be just pointing to some address in memory and it will just print out whatever is in that memory. Okay, nice. Today I learned a very productive session. Yeah, I just like I already feel like having another coffee, right? I already had one coffee, but I do these streams kind of mostly to learn about something and document my experience. And if someone happens to kind of like enjoy watching it, that would be very nice. I would be very happy, and maybe someone can learn with me. and I start my work immediately after the stream. So it's like it's a bit crazy now, uh, getting overwhelmed, but I do have fun, so not really complaining. Right. So, yeah, we want to wait. Why is that add zombed allowed with following properties? Why does it? Okay, so we can just say yeah, we should just do these character. So role would be role. Do we have this? Yeah, we have this, and then this would be gold. Pen, health, 100, uh, experience, 20. Right. By the way, need semicolon here. Why does it format it this way? Very weird. Uh-huh. Okay, so this should just compile, I think. No, wait, what did I forget? Did I forget something? Oh, yeah. I left these, yeah, I left these guys here. So this should be, um, yeah, yeah. Okay, now it's okay. Uh-huh. Okay, pointers. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I'll make sure I'm more prepared before I come into this stream because I don't think, yeah, I'll feel too embarrassed, the pointers, right? Just notice that the values also represent the types. The UI is AA and the UT is AA. That's good details. Oh, wait. So, where? This one, right? Yeah, wait, we don't have the older output, right? So, what if we, um, wait. So, the G, yeah, this, can we were able to specify this, right? This way, I think. Um, yeah, what is default, by the way? But yeah, let's try again. DN and then 38 exercise 38. Invalid. Oh, whoopsie. Oh, I was so confused. What is that there? Yeah, it should be this. Okay. Uh, yeah, I think I want to comment out this first and then just so I get something familiar. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So this would be 1 through 6, yeah, 8. And then we have 2 here. Yeah, okay. And the enum is by default, so by default this would be U32 then. Can I conclude that or am I wrong? Yeah, so what if we do this? Was it? This is not really specifying the type of enum itself, right? Or does it? Wait. Mm-hmm. Um, wait, G, what is G? Oh, hold on, G is gold. Wait, I'm not even printing out the row. What am I doing? I want to see the row. Wait, uh, just wondering what will happen here. And then we want this to be C dot row, right? Mhm. What did I break? Pam, 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 pam. for type invalid X for type. Yeah. Do we? Oh yeah, we do need to extract the. Was it this thing? What is it called? Int. Wait, let's just revisit the previous exercise of the enums. Yeah, int from enum. Hmm. Oh, yeah. So int from enum, and then just add it here. Is that what we need to do? Uh-huh. Okay, so it's 2a, which makes sense. So what if we remove this thing now and then I try to compile? It just shows 2. I really wish to know what's going on here, but yeah, so if we have U32, yeah, it's the value, right? So what is the default? Does it tell me here if I... Yeah, okay, I can't just navigate to enum, unfortunately. Okay, so this should have the something. Yeah. So this okay. And now I chose 2. What is this? I'm supposed to be ending stream, but I'm so curious now. I'm not confident to go here, but let's try to find something here. Yeah, enum. Declare an enum. Ordinal, okay. Type info, tag name. By default, they're not compatible to be with CAPI. Good information, but I don't see anything that will help me to understand. Like, what is the default value of this thing? Yeah, that's the question. There is some um there should be some sort of, yeah, maybe let's try to attempt to understand what's happening here, which I don't think I would be able to. But I'm just going to like maybe try. Is it like the difference between signed and unsigned? Yeah, what will happen if I like um do this? Yeah, no, that's probably not it. Or yeah, okay, so this is fine. So it should be 6 reference. Yeah, UI. Wait, not UI. Guess what? Yeah, no, that's not the case. Hmm. Enum indexer, comp time E. What is this E? I don't really have enough understanding to be able to. I'm not really, yeah, to be able to understand this code yet, I think. I do keep seeing this E. Is this being used somewhere? Oh yeah, it is being used a lot. For example, here. So, okay, yeah, so is it like just, is it the enum itself? Enum field? STD built-in type enum field. The, mm, yeah, I guess, yeah, just for the sake of it, like, let me try to ask AI as well. But this is like, this is something that I would like come here to ask for. I think like these guys are helpful here. The Zeek's Discord. I'm not really sure if it's the official one, but I think it is. I think it's on their website. Yeah, because I don't think that I'm not sure how friendly are the Zeek maintainers to like spam with these type of GitHub issues because like I'm just a noob. Like I will even have a problem formulating my question right in this case just because of the lack of understanding. So yeah, what I'm going to try to do is let me just ask this guy. The AI, as far as I know, is just like it's kind of bad at Zeek, as far as I know. But like these type of concepts, it might have someone of an idea, like of what's going on. Yeah, they do have a Discord. It's on their website, I think. Like if we go to Ziglang, um, somewhere, yeah, see all communities. They have like a bunch of communities listed here. Yeah, I think like one of these, I just joined one of these. It's probably this one. Yeah, what will happen if I just open it? Yeah, yeah, so it's just this one. So, uh, where was I? Right. So you can just go to their website and to just check it there. Um, am I able to send the link? Let me just let me just quickly copy a link, right, for this wiki page. Uh, yeah. So what I was doing again? Yeah, just attempt to use AI here. No, yeah. If um, any experience will notice if it's intended or unexpected behavior. I personally don't like that since you default to debug mode. Yeah, yeah. It might trigger the discussion. I agree. I mean, hey, fine. Let's just we can actually ask it on the Discord. Yeah, let's just do it live. I mean, why not? Because I think you are right. I'm just going to like link this exercise. Let's see. No, should I? Let me see what are the rules. Do I have to? Please use it for all Zeek related questions. Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. I do have to ask you. I'm not really familiar with this Discord posting interface. I haven't used Discord in so long, so I don't really, yeah, not really familiar with it. Yeah, okay, so what would be our question? Right, so, oh wait, does it have to do with this thing? The result is comp time int. It might be something that has to do with this. But yeah, let's just like, we probably want to have a, whoops, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Um, not, I'm pressing the wrong button. Um, Probably want to have a small example. Right, can I just do this? Right, and then, so this would be void, right? And then we want to have, yeah, we want to have an enum, right? And we can just, yeah, we can just get this bad boy, right? hmm And I don't know, I just like put this enum value one, and then like value two, right? So I don't think it matters that much, so we just want going to delete this too, right? Now, yeah, okay. We can just, we don't really have to have these, right? We can just directly std debug print. Oh wait, but no. The thing is like we have to initialize something, right? Yeah. We have, yeah. We need to have these. Yeah, we need to have these. So um, going to have these, and then yeah, let's just like my, I don't know, like my enums. Now we have test um test enum, and then this would be test enum. Okay, we don't really have to do this, right? So I think we can just do this. Um, yep, and then yeah, just print this thing. So that would be x, and then uh, we have this. So I think we can just, yeah. So int from enum, and then we can just say my enums, says it this way, and then say value one. Can I do this? Right. So this should be a const, and then yeah, this seems right. Let me just like, yeah, let me just call it here, and let me just try to run it. Test enum does not support field access. Enum declared here. And why? Because I did not specify the types there. Right, so Uh, wait. We want what I'm. Uh, yeah, right. We want to have it. It's not a struct, right? What am I doing? So this should be the. Wait. This is not necessarily the same thing, to be honest, but let's just try what will happen. And then just behavior of debug mode garbage value hints with enum types. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Um, Let me just figure this out. What I wanted to do. What am I doing? No, that's not what I wanted. We want to remove this. Wait, hold on. Right, and this should be. Why am I not able to access it directly though? Wait, does not support field access. Can I just like right? That's what I want to do. Yeah. Does it compile? Yeah, it does compile. But found one character. Uh, I just like don't want to remove it yet. So I got zero. Why? Because wait, why I got zero? Oh, I am confused now. Yeah, right. Uh, yeah, because we need what we need the what is called the actual value of this thing. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, let me just like do the. Hmm, yeah, so we just do this. Uh, we do this and then we say test enum, right? And then we can just say um, this should not be the test enum. This should be the struct now, and then let's say struct here, and then what did I just press? Okay, this should be yeah my struct, and then yeah, and then my enum, right? Yeah, is that what I'm trying to do? We're getting one. Um, wait. What are we doing here again? Zero. Yeah, when we get the second one, we get two, we get one here. Is it depending on these values? Right, so what will be the case if I add more values here? And I get zero. Uh, Now I'm very confused. What am I doing? Mm, yeah, This is very interesting. You know what? I want to like I'm going to try to do a little bit of more research myself before I ask the question. Or I will definitely ask the question. Yeah, if I'm still confused, because I'm pretty sure someone else will be able to explain to me it much better than like I can understand myself, right? So yeah, I guess I'm going to end the stream here. I think I'm already getting tired a little bit. Oh, the brain is slow. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Wowotech. Thank you Dandy McG. Thank you for all my chatters. I'm going to have these published as VOD as well on YouTube. Um, my YouTube link is in my profile on Twitch here. And yeah, so we did cover a bunch of stuff today, right? So we have, yeah, we did covers the defer, error defer, switch, unreachable, the handling errors with if else, enums and structs. I think we are getting like pretty close to be able to build something. There's a lot of like exercise left here, but it's not really. We won't need most of these to be honest to build something, right? There's still a lot to cover, but yeah, we'll just be going slowly and slowly. We are like halfway through, yeah, more or less we can say. Yeah, so I'm going to take a break. Hey, the links are broken. Um, Wait, let me see if I can just quickly enable the links. Hold on. Pa 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 pa. Should allow to send links. Just like put some spaces or something if you can, so I can take a look. Yeah. Okay. All right. Wait. Let me see. What is it? Uh, oh wait. It should be the what's the gist URL? Yeah. So just like gist.github, right? Sure. Enum typed, enum untyped. We have the struct. We initialize. We specify the first. So okay, yeah, these two should be different now, right? So these should have a proper value because yeah, we have something. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah, I guess I can just link to you directly. Um, yeah, but I think I will do it off stream. I still want to like um try to tackle it myself first off stream a little bit because on stream I still want to like keep the pace up a little bit and just go through these exercises. I don't want to like deal with this for so long. I want to start building something because I think it will teach me much faster. Right. But yeah, the VOD will be on YouTube and I'm taking a break for stream for about like a week or two because I'll be traveling a little bit. It will be a little bit difficult for me to stream on the go, hence I will just take a break. I will try to, I mean, yeah, like the updates is on my Twitter. It's the same username with underscore at the end. Right. So if anything, you can just ask me here. Right. Yeah. This is my. Let me just drop my my profile. Yeah. Let me just drop the link here just in case. I'll be updating some things there. And Yeah, that's basically it. Thank you, everyone.